Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the EMEA Masters Winter 2025.
Players that Ratones find themselves up against right now. They had a pretty easy split in the NLC. They took first place without too much trouble, but SuperMassive, perhaps a different breed as Velia, of course on his own in the river. Twisted advance in to buy some time, but it's first blood into Fiesta's pocket.
Yeah, like you said, Lost Ratones had a very easy time for themselves in the NLC. He's really just asserting his dominance on the Rift at the moment.
No man of the Fiesta in that trade. Had the flash, managed to hold on to it. Failure.
First three. So they're definitely going to be looking towards that next set. Getting all six here on a composition with a Jax, that would be great.
Just up easy ult connection. The Blacklist Bow does nowhere to go. Just trying to clear out the minions. The Jax Sejuani combo is devastating, and Val's just with no option.
Out the rest of your team. Not the case with the LeBlanc, of course. Being able to get an early kill and avoid so much destruction early on is great. Val's going to get focused again.
Dear, oh dear, the permafrost is out, and it's another kill. This time, it's picked up by Skeen to the feat of warfare claim for SuperMassive. Again, this is the usual MO for the Lost Ratones top laner, but on the Garen, feels like there's maybe less scope for him to be more valuable with more deaths as he is with his other picks. As Lost Ratones don't want to give up this entire top side. They've pushed SuperMassive out of the rub pit. Ult comes across the Crowdy just to steal that one away is the plan, and they'll happily, I think, cede the rest. No need to go crazy for it.
Well, you say that, but it doesn't look like Lost Ratones agree necessarily. They are sticking around just a little bit, fade to any over-aggressive plays.
This is there with a flash of an ult, but they pin down on the top. I don't know. The ref is just going aggressively. The Sejuani is still there, and they're completely up in the lane. Bao takes the credit. Crowny with an E, Velia, and Nemesis around the corner with a lovely hook from Carry. Sews up the double. Nemesis just watching helplessly from the river as the third goes down. The triple for Bao.
Just a destruction in the top lane, right?
Series on a big back foot.
Really are. They might be about to lose another Drake as well. There's no real response out of the Rats at this point. It's just going to be the Drake going over. SuperMassive in complete control of this one.
What I need to see them do now is start ignoring it. This is what everyone else fails to do, is they keep going back to him again and again, but instead they're committing to this fight around the Hails. They've already got the Lost Ratones jungler down to a sliver. He manages to get out, drops the ultimate. Fiesta for the kill, does get it online.
Already
flashes away, Baus is TP'd in, gets the shutdown as Nemesis shuffles away the SuperMassive team. Crowny ultimate blocked by the shield. A timely W for Carry keeps him alive. A 1-for-1, but a shutdown for Lost Ratones. 3,000 gold ahead.
And I was expecting them to try for the Herald to crack this mid lane tower. Apparently they don't even need it. Just able to step up onto that one nice and easily. Fiesta actually going to get jumped here and is caught under tower a little bit, as we've been talking about. Fancy feet on a LeBlanc. What can he do here?
Just trying to keep him under wraps right now. Bao and Cowie rotating over as fast as they can. The marker is there. There's the twisted advance. Nemesis needs to get a range to burn. Velia can almost do it himself. He's flipping back and forward, and Reckless picks up the credit. But now the Corkies come around the corner. 3-0, remember? This guy is blasting on the AD carry. Nemesis slides in to shove them back, but only serves up a double. Skeens now cutting off the retreat from Reckless. Can Crowny get his support out of there? He can. Offers the E. And the ult comes through. He's just happy to keep this extended right now. Armut's on the bot side looking for an angle in as well. There's no tower to protect them. Jumps over the wall. The flash is being burned. Relentless are SuperMassive's top side looking for these kills. They won't find any more, but that just shows they are hungry.
SuperMassive and Lost Ratones is going to be on Bao and how much he's able to actually deal the damage with Corki. Pretty short range when you're trying to get as much damage out of that Gatling gun as possible. With threats from Lost Ratones, it could be a little bit tricky, but he's been playing it out excellently so far.
Absolutely, SuperMassive can keep him safe. You know, he does put himself in the range of a Rakan W ult, of a Nemesis shuffle, of a Velia W, but if he's got that front line to protect him, he picks his moment. We can see Bao is devastating right there. Herald picked up by Lost.
Are going to be an NLC fan here. Pretty good that it doesn't. Once again, though, Crowny getting jumped, is able to jump away from this one. Sandwiched, though.
Oh dear. Carry around the corner with a point and click ultimate, and Bao picking up the credit. Looks for the hook onto Reckless as well, but that will not land.
Looks like it is going to be a bit of a push over towards Atakan right here for Supermassive. Without that ADC, without that 2-item carry for Los Ratones, there isn't really going to be any response at all. They're going to be able to get themselves a tier 1 tower in the bot lane. It's something. Let's see the things onto the tier 1 in the mid lane too. If they can grab those 2 towers, it's not the end of the world. Still though, the ruinous Atakan right here with the first 3 Drakes in their back pockets is going to feel great.
Still kind of clonked. The Sunder Sky Triforce doing work for Arma. Has to back away. Obviously, the Garen passive will heal him up before too long. Not quite level 16. It's not its maximum power, but it's still going to be very valuable, and he doesn't have to pull the full recall. Dragon spawns. Would be sold for Supermassive, and now the Herald comes from Belly, but Bao!
The Arma
again chunking out the Ratones. Then comes the
there
ultimate schemes. Belly tried to cross the passage but couldn't make it. Nemesis ulted by Nautilus, then comes to re-engage. There's Reckless. Carry going to be the first to fall. Baus is deep in the backline. Absorbs the attention, but trades top for support.
And that Herald that we saw picked up ages ago, basically just wasted. Gets popped in the mid lane, doesn't go anywhere. And now you've lost out onto your top laner. Sure, carry isn't here. It's going to make taking this Drake a little bit tricky. But this is Soul, remember. This is a massive Drake right here for Supermassive. Not having to worry about the Garen is going to make it that much easier to try to play around this one.
Yes, the spot of failure. Armors as well. They've isolated the jungle. Lost Ratones are nowhere near. Dropping lower and lower, but Nemesis comes in with the shuffle to save failure. It can't get him in range of the Drake, and Supermassive, they've got the Soul. Bao now, finally under pressure. Crowley flashing forward, but traded by Bao. They can't get the kills. And the longer this fight goes, Supermassive can't heal up. Armament! 4-man counter-strike. Double on decks, and the re-engage for Supermassive. It is an absolute catastrophe for the Rats.
And the carry gonna respawn after dying at the start of this fight as well. And Reckless not long for this world. Gonna give them the runaround, gonna delay a little bit of time. This is gonna at least buy a little bit less pushing time for Supermassive, but in the end, they're going to pick themselves up all of the kills. It's a delayed ace after Baus dies in the initial bit of engage, and Supermassive, they are in complete control of this game. They're looking to turn this game. They're going to be pushing through the mid lane and the bot lane. Top wave, nowhere to be seen, though, so they've not exactly got everything synced on.
Not slipping too far ahead. They know the Armor's not exactly there. As Baus gets hooked up, and legendary goes Bao. Reckless as well, did what he could, but ended up serving himself to the slaughter. Schemes diving past the towers. It topples. Armor has arrived. Doesn't go for the stun, but it's 2 more clean kills for Supermassive, and they keep the push going.
Pushing this one further and further forwards right here. Really funny, actually, that damage in teamfight draft, because Armor doesn't get involved until the very end when he gets a triple kill. She's going to be pushing on towards these Nexus towers right now. Can they end here?
We're just going for it. Supermassive don't have time to waste. It's the whole best of 5 they've got to play out right here in the first game. Is looking like a done deal. Both turrets down. The rest of Los Ratones can do nothing. 28 minutes to victory. Supermassive coming out swinging in the quarterfinal matchup.
To what is the conclusion of this pick and ban phase? We have seen the draw phase, so that means we have to compare it a little bit to the first game. Rixal is kicking off. We feel like with this, changing up their composition, they can find their way towards their first win in the series?
I love the idea.
The Ambessa will keep the Supermassive mid laner alive as we cut back to top lane. He's got level 6! First blood for the Volibear! After all of that nonsense, he just wins the rage matchup anyway?
Oh, that's so unfortunate right there for Armor. Doesn't quite hit the 6. What did we say? So much moving around back and forth. Leaves him just a little bit behind in XP. Goes in for a kill. Would have totally gotten it.
Both junglers arriving in the bot side. Now has an ultimate to go for.
Oh, he missed!
Carry misses the E, but the stuns are still there. Schemes is around the corner. Velia, even with the engage being semi-fluffed, cannot save the Los Ratones jungler. The Alistar ultimate soaking up the damage, and it takes off the Reckless to get back to the tower, but cannot stay alive. Crowdy now doesn't get the stuns he wants, and Carry will still fall as Nemesis TP's in. Curtain Call comes out, the Rise to look for another target as in top lane. The ults are being dropped, stuns are being layered, the slowdown, and Baus is just taking bites out of Armor. Bao falls to Nemesis, and Los Ratones scrap their way back in the extended play.
Oh, NLC rejoice. It doesn't look like it's just going to be a complete collapse right here from Los Ratones. They're fighting in this game. The second solo kill top lane. And right now, another Bao. As much as had a better early game, this is going to be tricky to get away from.
Okay, was more what I expected, I'll be honest. Deep up in the bot side, and Bao and Carry have got there. This time, Carry will not miss the Zenith Blade. Bounce with the W, keeps himself alive, but the cooldown is just a little too long in this early stage. Nemesis is in by 3 members on top of his head. And the kill goes over to Skeens, Crowley, and Reckless.
That's what I was hoping to see out of Bao and Carry, though. This is a very powerful bot lane. The sort of bot lane you can barely get away from. It's tricky enough to get away from Ash and the Leona separately. Trying to follow a little bit. Quite a lot of members in the area.
Aggressive move by Reckless. Out comes the Ash Arrow, and Reckless is still suffering. Doesn't have the ultimate as well. He's managed to flash back as well. The ultimate has held a lie right there, but Failure is now in. Stuns onto Skeens as Bao is getting crushed by Crowley right here. One more Mystic Shot. There it is! Crowley traded back by the Wukong. Shutdowns about on both sides.
I don't even know. Everything is fine for him at the moment.
Not so fine for Fiesta right now as the combo
arrow
is coming through. The slows and the roots are always there. He looks like he's just about to survive. The Jin ult's coming through and Nemesis ready to pick up the pieces right there.
Now getting chased by an angry bear. He's alright.
Threat doesn't quite get caught up, but now Supermassive actually wants to engage and forces the ult from Bao. Bao looking for auto attacks to engage with Supermassive. They are doggedly chasing down the Volibear and they'll find their kill.
The TP coming in from Fiesta Fiesta doesn't particularly end in anything too much for him. But you're still going to be able to pick up that kill, get yourself a little bit of priority to head on towards this Herald. That actually goes in here.
The ultimate onto Crowley, maximum range. Rebellion around the corner can maybe keep alive. Carry looking for an angle here. Hits the Zenith Blade. Crowley has to cleanse away.
He's going to get the kill.
Down. And Leona gets it done. Nemesis flashing in onto Fiesta. Secures one. Bao now without much mana has to deal with the rise. Dispels. Machine gunning out as Carry is being 2v1. Flash from Bao. Trading autos isn't enough. Leona ult secures the shutdown. And Los Ratones will get one of their own back. It is messy. It is crazy in the mid lane.
Oh, I mean, in the end, right, it's the Herald that you're able to pick up for yourselves, but because you lose out on that teamfight-ish, kinda, after what is a complete mess of a teamfight once again, you're gonna miss out on this mid lane tier 1 tower. Faust gets jumped here between Armor and Ski.
To hold on to his own turret thus far, and Los Ratones stepping up to an uncontested Hex Tech Drake. This puts them on 3rd Drake point themselves. Faust switched on to Armor, cannot quite secure it as Nemesis would have been able to solve that equation for them. But now Nemesis massive coming through the jungle. In they come. Nemesis just pieces out without a second thought, and Faust is left with the dogs. Down goes the turret. In comes the stun. Skeens is on a rampage.
And this is a little bit more.
Trying to contest obviously around this Drake in 3 minutes right now. They're giving a wide berth to Supermassive, and Faust left alone in the top side picks up a turret for himself.
Going to be able to get a little bit more gold for the team, but with the Rift Herald coming down into the middle lane, let's see what Supermassive can get back for themselves. Ratones, they're hankering for a fight right now. They're going to be able to catch this very tanky Leona though.
By Skeens, but the shields come through, keep him alive for now, and now Skeens is more or less on his own. Reckless gets slowed down and stunned. Bessa coming in deep, wants the kill on the rise, and Fiesta gets himself some revenge. Barely slipping away as the stun cancels the Jin ultimate. Armut is in to keep the kills flowing in for Supermassive. As Faust coming around the corner. Carry trying to get himself onto Crowley. He still has a turret to stand by. And the Volibear looking for a way in. Already though, it's a 3 versus 5. It's not looking great for Ratones. They have to back away.
And without the jungler available right here, they're gonna lose out onto the Atakan. Huge plays for Supermassive after what was a little bit of an iffy early game. Being able to claw their way back into this one just a little bit. It's at least being traded back for some damage onto the tier 2 in the mid lane by Faust. The issue was, Los Ratones, they go in, they get a pick, but it's on Carry. And Carry right now is
a bit more gold secured by Supermassive. You can get those items on deck. Now Faust is really not enjoying this 1v1 right now. Still gets the shield, gets the heal, and Skeens is there.
The arrow hits.
Connects though. Bao with a beautiful Ash arrow. Faust ulting in, but it cannot keep him alive. Oh, so threatening. This time though, they have Baus in the area. Could be a full 5v5 blowout. As out comes the Ash ult. The stun falling up as well. Bullseye wants to Bellis get the smite on the table. Armut is in, doesn't find a good target, but they still got the smite down.
That's the kill that you need. If you're only going to be able to take down one, then it's the jungler you want it to be. Straight onto the Drake goes Supermassive. They're going to be able to pick this one up uncontested, and there really isn't anything else for Los Ratones to get across the rest of the map. The key thing
make him pretty hard to kill, but ultimately not as valuable of a 1k as the lead we could say in top lane, or the lead that Scheme, if they are to go down 0-2, it will not be over. We're into the best of 5 portions. Armor gets stunned up. Nemesis around the corner, doesn't quite get the root though, and Schemes is there.
Dead.
Where's still the shutdown, and Schemes comes around the corner. Bounce needs to try and get away from that bursty engage that you mentioned, Blocks, and here it comes. Crowny gets away first, Reckless leads the front line. Belia trying to soak up what he can, but where are the carries from Los Ratones? Nemesis is around the corner, fighting out Val. Should be able to get the Ash down as Belia falls again, but Armut arrives just in time. The superhero flying in as Val steps away with a sliver of HP, and again Los Ratones in the team fight cannot make it work. Val's around the corner, looking to hold up the backline of SuperMassive. Fiesta actually the first shutdown. Crowny again lives, drops the Kermit call. If they can get the execute, there could be a way for Los Ratones to play this out. Bounce with the shield, he needs to get the heals. Bow is still very low. Crowny gets another. The Bounce drops the ultimate, and here's the long team fight, Bloxer. This is what we said, and the Ratones come out on top.
Exactly, Trajan. Long team fights, surviving carries to get into the later stages of it, and Crowny, Bowser between them, just beautiful. But more than that, Reckless buying so much space for his members, and they're gonna be able to get themselves this final Drake. Hard fought, difficult team fight. NLC rejoice, because this one was looking a little bit rough, but this is the thing, now that you've got those 3-4 items beginning to come through for the Los Ratones members, this composition is well and truly online. As much as the Baus has had a wild time of it in his lanes early on, at this point the Volibear is nigh on unkillable. Every W just keeping him alive more and more. Transition this one into a Baron as well. Los Ratones, they've exploded out to a 3k goal.
The long staggered death timers mean that members of SuperMassive are still coming off the fountain minutes after the play. The Dragon Soul for Los Ratones, the Baron for them. Now they've got Baron.Volibear in a side lane. They've got extra protection on the minion wave for Crowny and Nemesis to push up. They've got the gold lead back in their hands, and they have the soul permanently. Los Ratones, that was a critical turning point in the game, maybe even the series, where they could have crumbled, they could have lost all of what they had, but now Nemesis is getting engaged on SuperMassive. They're not done yet. They've not forgotten that the game has not ended, and they found the isolated rise. They get one kill. Crowny stepping up, looks for more of the Fiesta. Cheeky in from Bounce. Look out for the tower. He goes up to the Armut though on the flash, stymies up the answer for Los Ratones, and it's a second kill for SuperMassive.
That's the thing, as much as you can heal a ton on this Volibear, you have to be able to get those W's off in order to be able to do so. Isn't able to, just stand up. Armut plays that one out brilliant.
SuperMassive always fall short too early. They're at risk of doing so again if they lose control of this series, but right now, they are not to be slowed down. Nemesis again falls up. They missed one stun, but they hit the second, and the Rise is dead again.
Oh, man.
Very, very tense right now. SuperMassive finally got a bit of confidence and stepping into the river.
Just start this one up nice and slow still. Fiesta nowhere nearby. There's the engage.
Leona, they're trying to get this threat off the board before they can, but Schemes over the wall, forces the flash away from Crowny. They've managed to get the Leona, and where is the flash from Armut? Flashing in! There are the stars! The slicing Maelstrom is devastating for Los Ratones! Val still gets some kills on the backside, and Belia can barely survive. Bodies everywhere in the jungle as the Volibear hunts down the Wukong. Cannot find the slow, gets a shield for himself. Fiesta and Schemes trying desperately to hold this bear at arm's length. But that fight just exploded, Bloxer.
It really did. Armut with the flash into the ulti, exactly what his team needed. Without that, that was going to be a massive team fight for Los Ratones. They would have been able to pick that one up so easily. But instead, Armut clutch. He's been clutch on the highest stages before. No surprise he's able to step up right now. But in the end, it's kind of a net neutral. Baus actually going to head down and try to start up this for fun. For why?
He's gonna check this.
Yeah.
He's not on vision technically, but he will be in a moment. And the rest of Los Ratones will come through. Schemes is in the area. Belia's not even alive yet. He does have the ultimate. We're just going for this. Los Ratones is just going for this.
With the Hextech gates, you can do this, but everybody's going to be able to get back involved pretty soon. He's dropping quite fast though.
Sparrow does not connect with anybody. No one's going to get slowed up. Reckless with a double knockout. Belly around the corner. Crowley with the 4-shot secure. And it's down to Los Ratones. But is it enough to win the fight off the back of it? Schemes is going to get executed. Crowley chased down, but Nemesis. Finally, Nemesis is able to unload, and SuperMassive have to back away. Fiesta trading down with Velia. The Pantheon barely survives. Armor caught up, but the rise is inevitable. Double kill for Nemesis, and round 2 goes for the Rats.
Never mind, never mind. I shouldn't be questioning what Baus is doing. They just step up, know they can start taking this one, and it's just unfortunate the carry doesn't quite spot it out in time. Even when they do, it's a little bit too late. The second that Elder goes down, gets picked up by Los Ratones, the fight is won. It was tricky enough even without that massive buff. And with the death timers as long as they are at the moment, Los Ratones, they are going to take us to 1-1 in this series. They're not going down 0-2. They're not worried about this one.
Oh my goodness, Bloxer. Can you say cinema? This game to 39 minutes, 23-21 as the Nexus falls. Los Ratones hold on with their fingernails, fight back in the Elder fight, and take the victory to even up. That is crazy. Let's go straight.
Jumping again? Yeah, no, they're not jumping in the room, but they're
They're
still
so
hyped.
hyped.
I know they
They're
want
so
to go,
hyped.
so let's oh, they're jumping around. Let's give some conclusions towards this third game, because one of these
I
teams
think this time, like, I really like Los Ratones. I also like the argument of playing on comfort, but overcooking is also a job well.
Better as Schemes is looking for a potential steal. Bell's going to spot him, but gets over the wall, and the flashes have to be traded. The knockup's going to be there. Carries on the rotation, and Velia likely down for the first blood.
Ton to just be missing out on at this point in the map with no real hope for Velia of being able to turn it around. Baus also getting jumped right here. Armut flashes, just gets it. Oh my god.
Only have lanes in a good position. Cassante and Oriana both coming down to shove him out of there.
And this is not going to be that easy trade. And this is what we saw in the first game where SuperMassive were able to get both Grubs and the Drake. Nemesis does get jumped though, ulted.
Ooh, gets the stun actually, and Baus coming in with the ultimate. Nemesis has to be careful, but they've locked up the Cassante. Reckless. Both supports taking their dues. Nemesis gets 6, gets the ult onto Fiesta, and this time the credit goes to the mid. Years ago, as Crowley currently on his own, has to flash early away. The Carry can get the slow dashes over there. The polymorph is there. Baus is going for the turret dive. Still gets traded back. It's feats of warfare for SuperMassive, but in a 1 versus 2, Crowley gets one back. Velia still not level 6. Skeens is on his own. Fiesta's trying to come over to help. Drops the ultimate. Velia is getting pummeled right now in his own jungle. Fiesta picking up the credit. Nemesis now not to where he needed the 3. How's this happened? This is unfortunate for the Zeri. You can see that the 3 pincers stepping into position over the course of the last 30 seconds. Skeets drops pretty low, but ultimately Zeri is on vision. You see he's sweeping. He's wondering if they actually know he's there as Baus gets knocked back. And then the ult from Armut. He's on a 1v1 now. Cannot do anything. He just gets diced up by a little while. Not sure when, but Los Ratones are going to head on to the Dragon. They are likely to even this up 1 apiece as the Void Grubs go down. It's going to be 3 to each side, as now Baus has got a nice little angle onto the Oriana. There's the Syndra ultimate coming out, and Syndra picks up the second kill of the game.
Played for quite a good bit of pushing. They're also going to go into a bow here.
Committed, but Carry is there, ready and waiting. I think Los Ratones
They
thought
can
that
turn
Lulu was not in range. But now this pairing, you can see the Enchanter combo doing its work. Reckless coming down to support. Crowley wants to get Bao dead before the TP comes in. Trying to hit these Qs, but Bao is backstepping every one of them. And now Reckless in with the Janet ultimate. Fiesta's TP'd in, but has just transferred himself into a nightmare. Pushed back towards the blue turret, and Reckless with the shields, Crowley with the endless shots, flashes traded in the end, but
Carry arriving to be able to keep Bao alive, but they overchase a little bit, and as much as Crowley wasn't hitting all of the autos early on, it wasn't so bad. Baus flashes away. He's dead again? No. Yes? Oh my god.
One more tower shot. Velia's round the corner. He should be able to stop Armor from getting away with this one clean. In comes the Q, the Vault Breaker's there. Casante's gonna get beaten down eventually.
Does he?
Eventually. The shield is coming around the corner. Knockup cancels the Vault Breaker, and now
Schemes is
Nemesis
here.
is trying to come up. Schemes splashing in, and Armor leads themselves Reckless even with a little bit of a lead over Carry. Not that that matters, but Armor and Schemes are heavily ahead of their...
without risking his own life. Actually gonna get engaged upon.
They ulted onto him, flashing from Carry for the knockup off the Lulu ultimate. Aggressive play, and Velia just strolls away into the brush. Nothing
would be a great swing for them. This is the kind of acceleration they needed.
Ratones are still happy to contest it without their 4-kill Zeri. This feels like a ballsy maneuver. Armor with no TP. Counting it in there. They get the ult onto Fiesta, but where's the follow-up? Balsalt comes in. A couple of knockups. Bow taking a bit of damage. Nemesis is there, and Velia flies in to secure it. Skeens looking to get this kill back, but the rest of the fight has collapsed for SuperMassive.
Can he get the Drake?
Skeens
Can he get the Drake?
all of a sudden finds himself abandoned in the pit. Sneaks away the Drake, but still falls at the end.
And see the
What?
reason.
Triple kill?
Yep. Oh man. Janna, triple kill. Reckless has so many triple kills in his career. I don't think any of them were on Janna though. That's pretty crazy to be able to pick up. Is lane tower gonna crumble in their faces? I don't know if they can try turn this one around into another bit of a fight.
Ratones scrambling back through the river. Bit of damage onto Skeens. Armor driving the Herald down to bot side where there is a tower. Kind of crumbles it into the wall, and now Herald's just going to turn around and go back the way it was. So we're not going to see another charge out of this one. It's going to get picked up before too long. Reckless almost taken out himself, but SuperMassive seem to be quite attached to this Herald actually, and they're going to help it get forward. Brownie will finally take it down, and now SuperMassive can peel back up. Nemesis on the flank, Baus on the other. You can find that critical first CC. They're looking for Bao. In they come. Flash away does the Zephyr. The Galio wants to follow.
Brownie's
They
getting
don't quite
jumped,
get the
though.
knockup.
Brownie's
Ratones
dead.
dived so deep, and Crowdy gets picked off from the side. He's too focused. SuperMassive peel back beautifully, and Los Ratones lose 2 on the engage.
Really well played right there out of Skeens, and they're going to head straight on down to pick up this Atakan. Los Ratones, they thought they had a good team fight available to them, but they just aren't able to get any of the key engages or ultis off. And everybody just gets scattered to the 4 corners. Once again, 2 deaths. The Atakan and the Drake means that SuperMassive, as we said, pivotal team fight, well, they are coming out well and truly on top.
Get all those roses scattered as well. A big XP boost in the pocket of SuperMassive. Armor ticking over to level 16. Well, speed boost from Bao. Skeens has a lot of ability to play with. Brownie finally picking up that turret in topside. And the rest of SuperMassive moving
Next
into
Drake, and that's the something that SuperMassive are going to be looking to play around next.
Armor finally left with that bot lane tower. Picks it up. Skeens drops down very low and gets the ultimate off a taunt over the wall from Baus.
They need to
Beautiful positioning. But the double up from Fiesta. Instantly Reckless has to drop the ultimate, keeping Baus holding that front line. Armor still on his own. Drags Velia through into the mincemeat. And the jungler still goes down. Somehow Skeens is the one walking away, and Los Ratones are left scrabbling for a kill.
The fact that during that team fight, Skeens is in a 1v1 versus the Lately world. There are no questions right now about the way that Armor is playing. Fully showing up for his region at the moment. You can see he's stepping up so aggressively right now. Gets the bot back.
Taunted, bit of damage. Reckless loses half his HP. Skeens looking for a little bit more. Los Ratones peeling back. Crowny is on his own. Flashed away and ulted. But where's the rest of the Ratones? They all went the other way. And Nemesis steps away from the shockwave, but they cannot find a kill again.
No, once again, SuperMassive, they're able to get themselves in a good spot. They're going to jump right now. Could potentially keep trying to push this one forwards. They have the advantage of the members, even if there are a couple of low health bars. Need to play this one out carefully. The Drake, still very much the prize in their eye.
Still a Syndra ult available if they can find a good target. The Qs from people are just slicing through the Ratones. Reckless and Nemesis have taken 2, and they are both down below a 3rd HP, but they still step forward in the 4v5 with Gasante still with ultimate. Reckless Janna ultimate tries to get the healing up. Armor's trying to stop them. Baus on the front line. Stuns from Nemesis. Flash away from the Galio, and Armor stepping forward once again. He's half HP, but they don't have the DPS, and Chemtech Soul has been secured for SuperMassive. Los Ratones are now on the wrong side of the map. Double stun for Nemesis. Can he get the ult off? It doesn't even matter. He's just been shut down, and the Lulu ult saves Skeens. This is a catastrophe for the NLC.
Really is. They're just going to lose out on everything right now. It's like, unfortunately for the NLC, the answer is no.
Off in the recall, not even going to have a go at it. And SuperMassive finally, after struggling to wrest control properly away from Los Ratones, for 30 minutes in this 3rd game, they've got the soul, they've got the fans, and haters is basically one big circle. They only have to deal with this for 1 game in the series, and I think all the Los Ratones fans are glad of that. This Armor has just been absolutely unstoppable. Now leading the charge down this bot lane again. Towers start to tumble. The gold lead finally opening up for SuperMassive. They just need to keep control of this push, not offer a target for that pick potential that Ratones has, and they'll be looking at base towers before long.
Just need to keep the pressure up. Still got a minute and a half left on this Baron. They've not been very good at getting all three lanes synced up and sieging on multiple fronts. They're very much trying to just push through the mid lane, then the bot lane, mid lane, then the bot lane. It's making the base defense a little bit easier right here for Los Ratones, but still, these Baron empowered cannon minions doing work, just getting what they need to do done.
Three-man taunt from Baus, but a lovely stopwatch from Fiesta avoids the Nemesis ultimate potential. Velia takes one super Q and has to back away. The Lost Ratones is now in position. Nemesis is in position. Baus on the flank gets good damage actually onto Fiesta's Orianna. It's a decent start for them as Elder down below half HP. Velia charging the Q, waiting for the opportunity, lets it time out. Ooh. In comes Armor, looking for the aggression, but doesn't find it. A flash away from Velia and a Baus ultimate stops the first engage. But where are the critical carries? Where's Crowny? Where's Nemesis? Orianna ult catches three of them! And just like that, Los Ratones are wiped off the face of the Rift. Elder is down, and just like that, SuperMassive clap down on the Los Ratones comeback. There's the ace, and surely that's going to be the game.
That will be the game right here. The death timers are way too long for the members of Los Ratones to get back and be able to defend their Nexus. With the Elder taken, what a crazy end to this game that is. Fiesta missed quite a lot of shockwaves in that game, but when it matters, when everything was on the line, the team fight back and forth messy, he hits a massive one, and that's going to be match point here for SuperMassive.
Wonderful resilience from the TCL squad. Los Ratones kept...
I curse every team that I voted for. So, I mean, I probably would like to just say nothing, but I think Los Ratones
needs to
will
fight their way back into this series. Not only champions will die, but also the throats of our beloved casters, because there's so much.
Well, Skeens is certainly going to kill him, right? He has to execute into the tower.
Yeah, he dies here somehow. Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Yikes.
Okay. Well, this we're gonna pop the recall has a TV if he needs it. Los Ratones continue their early dragon focus. Will not be contested on this Inferno.
They're going to be able to pick this one up nice and easily. Skeens can head on towards the top side and pick up the grubs for his team right here. As we've been taking a tour of the lanes, having a look at...
Yeah, he's had a solid series today, that's for sure. And now they maybe have an angle to bot side. Bow and carry dragged forward in the lane, and there's no flash on the rail just yet. They get the stun. This is surely going to be a dead rail, and Beliet picks up the credit. Skeens around the corner. If Los Ratones go for the dive, they might found themselves the wrong end of a Heartbreaker. It was a pad up the top lane and see Baus suffering from a flash from Armor. And there's the solo kill for the SuperMassive top. Bow flashing away. Does get stunned up. Do they have the damage? Crowning, ripping the feathers back. Drops the ultimate. And Skeens to follow.
Oh, you just lose Reckless. Steps up, makes the plays, and it seems like the bottom side of the map right now is working great for Los Ratones. The complete opposite, let's say, of what's happening top lane.
Yeah, the needlework comes back, and Baus just kind of, just pulling the wave and kind of doing the standard Baus thing at least. Kane being a very slippery character and seems to have stabilized somewhat. Maybe for Los Ratones, this is part of the plan, as the TP coming in from Crowley, the flanking Zaya, if you believe it. Bow with no flash, they're going to isolate the Ziggs, so there's another kill into Crowley's pocket.
There we go. This is what we've been hoping to see from the bot lane. That one, how the steal was able to come about, but Skeens has shown that he's been in a good spot with the smites throughout this game. Now going to transition that one into the Ocean Drake. That is at least going to be picked up by Los Ratones, and they are on 2 Drakes already, so potentially trying to play around that that upgraded form for yourself as quickly as possible. We pan on down towards the bottom side of the map as a fight gets engaged upon. Crowley. Just dead.
The 1v3, isolated in the jungle. The rest of the team scatters, and a shutdown for the Viego. Over the wall, eats by Rel. Good defensive supporting there. As Velia flashing forward. He's not done. Oh, Skeens! He flashes away from another spear from the Nidalee carry. Still pretty darn low. Surely they can pick up one. And relentless is the Nidalee's advance as Carry barely holding onto his HP bar. TP in from Yone. Nemesis jumps in. Ults. Autos. Velia comes in with the kill. Multiple TPs from SuperMassive as Fiesta just clips the Tristana. The Yone R, and we'll get one back.
And it's at
We're
least...
looking to see who can get that first tower. Los Ratones would love to pick it up as the ult's being committed here. Armor, I think.
Interesting.
Did he drop his needlework? Maybe he just had the few stacked up, maybe both held for now, but Baus is suddenly a lot more confident with this red cane. He can test him in the healing. Now the needlework comes through from Armor. Dodged out by Baus's ultimate. Looking for the solo bolo flash. Huge shutdown!
Times at the very beginning, and once you get away from that Grey Cane, once you actually get that upgraded form, now you're able to really put down the word on Armut, and picking up that kill at this point in the game, massive, just for the confidence alone, but also now you get pushed through top lane, you get pushed through bot lane, big injection of gold, and Los Ratones have cracked this game open.
Massive play for Los Ratones. These are the plays that dragged them back in game 2, that made game 3 take as long as it
Play this one out. They need to keep themselves ahead right here. Baus once again in a bit of a risky situation. I don't know necessarily. They can...
Doesn't have ult though.
Wow,
they
they
very
actually
low.
do.
He steps into the wall for a little bit of HP. Fiesta flashing in on the Q just to make sure. Another early soul point for the Rats.
Yeah, but we've seen this one before, right? And it didn't end up in Los Ratones' favor. They didn't get themselves that soul in the end, and ended up just sort of running around for a while. Eventually they get it, but then it's not quite. Yeah, and you're absolutely right to call out just how short-ranged a lot of this is. As Baus gonna go in right here. I mean, you may be able to bully Armor around, but Fiesta's very strong at the moment. 8 seals just misses. Ah, but this is bad.
On a range, Baus being dragged back to the tower, gets decent healing and the knockup with more damage. Fiesta has to step out, but will step right back in, and Skeens gifted the kill. Another great rotation from
Lane
SuperMassive.
1v1 was happening. My eyes were kind of glued to the minimap because everybody on the rest of the map was posturing at each other, potentially looking for a fight.
Here comes Baus. Fiesta has a TP as well, but he's going to be a little bit behind the curve. He's looking for Bao. This Ziggs Agreston flashes early. There's a W to get him to safety. He's managed to get away for now, but Los Ratones have isolated Skeens, and Nemesis picks up the first kill. Now Armut's arrived. Baus holding that line as usual, carry with a stun. Fiesta looking for the follow-up, but Los Ratones, they've taken the shot. So this should be relatively cut and dry for Los Ratones. They've got the timing done. It's another early soul. Just excellent dragon control from Los Ratones. Generally
Nemesis doesn't get the kill onto Fiesta, but the mid lane tier 1 will fall, and this is just win after win for Los Ratones.
SuperMassive instead going for a turret trade. Now they peel back, possibly for the Atacama for the time being, but they're given the space.
They're getting this team fight to happen nice and slowly. Los Ratones more than happy to just use Baus and Reckless right now as bodyguards, buy themselves the space to be able to take down this Atacan. It doesn't fall that quickly, but still, it's going to fall quickly enough. That's going to be the objective picked up right here for Los
Carry
Ratones.
composition for Los Ratones online just before long.
This is exactly what you needed to do as Los Ratones, as much as they had a couple iffy moments.
Stun again, Nemesis jumping in. Do they have to find a little bit of damage? Yes, they do. This time the kill sticks.
And that's the kill you needed to...
Baus stunned up by carry over the wall. Armut, does he have enough in him to get the job done here? Surely Bao as well. This is a delaying tactic. Goes golden, even Armut does. A W comes through, but Baus, if he can get through the wall, gets another knock up. The Ziggs ult is there. Armut has to flash away. A summoner taken off from Baus on the top side. He's going to lose his Baron buff.
3 members all the way down in the bottom lane, and they haven't even been able to push.
Oh
my god, Nemi just going to be able to pick up that kill. This Tristana is in such a strong position. They weren't even able to push the bottom wave, is what I was trying to say. So there's now 3 waves pushed into a good spot right here for Los Ratones. They can keep up the pressure.
Punch you in the face and you'll fall down. So this is going to make the fights a lot harder for Fiesta to manage. Carry though on the front line, trying to crash down, but stunned up by the Brom. And certainly in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nemesis goes on a rampage as Los Ratones once again full control of this river.
And they're just going to be able to chase right now. Baus into the backline, gets on top of Bao. See if they can pick up this main carry here for SuperMassive.
Get the flash at least, dashing forward, Reckless and Baus are indomitable. They get that first kill, in comes Fiesta, but Crowny flanking in again on the Xayah. And Nemesis and the rest of Los Ratones have wiped out SuperMassive. Fiesta is the only one left, and Bloxer, it feels like in the last couple of minutes, this game just completely fell apart for the TCL.
It really has. The second that those 2 to 3 items were completed for Los Ratones, they've been able to push forwards. They've still got another minute left on the Baron as well. The death timers are relatively short at the moment, but there's a chance that this game is just over.
Carry with the engage, but Nemesis again hunting down Fiesta, dominating in this one. And just like that, it's clinical. It's back to game 1 levels after game 2 and 3. I did not expect something this cut and dry. Los Ratones, they take us the full distance. It's a 5-game screamer, Bloxer. How else could it have
And
gone?
final game. First of all, Twitch chat, please put it in big capital letters. Who do you think is gonna win? Will it be Lost Ratones? That's about to happen. We'll take all your votes into account because as I am, what's gonna happen in the final game?
I really don't like to...
Oh, getting inted by your own electrocute as this bot lane continues on. Velia gonna step up, wants this dive right now.
He's got the ultimate ready. Bao now did get the barrier back, but he's way away from the tower. Carry can barely withstand it. Velia drops his own ultimate, but Bao should be picked up by Crowny here. There's the first blood pollution, and now Carry abandoned behind the turret. Nemesis picks up his dues. Lost Ratones with a lovely double loaded.
Baus arrived down for this play and is walking his way back up. It's going to be Drake picked up nice and easily right here for Lost Ratones, and there's no play onto the Herald from Supermassive, and they are now in massive threat of a dive right now.
Reckless with the tilting ultimate, which he doesn't now have it for the dive itself, but Armit's here TP. All 5 members of Supermassive come out of the woodwork at the snap of their fingers, and Velia doesn't even get a chance to ult. Fiesta with a lovely different worlds there, drops the ultimate they need. Reckless wearing the Zillion ultimate is pushed into the resurrection. 2 already picked up for the TCL side, and Reckless not going to be allowed to live. Crowny now abandoned in mid lane. Baus is just working on mid, I should say. Supermassive, finally, they get themselves put together for something good.
And that's the way they need to keep using these ultis. You can see every single time the paranoia is up, Skeens is looking for the engage. He's been brilliant all the way through this series. A great performance right here from the TCL's jungler, and needed to pull ahead right there. Couple of kills. You lose out on a few turret plays in the mid lane, but it's really not the end of the world. And Crowny, he didn't die in the initial play. I'm worried for his life here.
Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Armit's going to pick that one up. Drags him back into Supermassive. Absolutely, wait for it. And now Armit can potentially pick up some more plates right here. Lost Ratones do have pushes in mid and top, but you really wanted to keep Crowny accelerated. You don't want to let Bao get any money.
No, you want to keep Bao in the worst economy possible because he's the carry right here. Don't get me wrong. Everybody on Supermassive needs to work in tandem to make this game work, but it's going to be about getting that Jinx, that first kill, and running through the rest of the map. Nemesis getting jumped here, doesn't have the ulti available to him. Rocket coming down through mid, just misses, doesn't matter. Skeen's going to be able to pick that one up. Can they collapse on Baus here?
Rub secured for Lost Ratones. The Cho'Gath, not the most mobile of champions in the game, it must be said. Already has a decent amount of HP.
Rookie in terms of proper competitive play. He's had a bit of an up and down series so far. The Cho'Gath looking great. We've made it past 15 minutes without a Baus death in this one. Feels pretty good so far for Lost Ratones, as they're going to be able to pick up this bot lane tier 1 tower. Right now, the response from Supermassive is going to be to try to pick themselves up this Rift Herald. Should be easy enough, just Nemesis in the area. But still, you're not exactly getting massive leads right now as Supermassive. They're never finding a clean victory without something being traded on the other side of the map for Lost Ratones.
Armor under threat onto this bot inner. Elliot stepping forward, tanking the tower though, unfortunately has to step back. These ramped up tower shots are huge. Crowdy loses half HP to one of them. Armor drops the ultimate, the Hammer Wave comes out as he steps too far forward. Shut down for the Lucian. And Lost Ratones stroll away, having got what they came.
3 to 4 items, that's the point at which Bao is going to be in the absolute strongest position.
He getting aggressed on. The root comes through onto Crowny, but he doesn't have to step away. The Jinx ult goes through as well. The ult's are held. Yeah, that's the flash away at the very least. Nemesis puts the threat onto him, and Fiesta down the bot side. Nemesis needs to be very careful. The burst is huge. Still has an ultimate to keep himself alive. He's probably not going to get out of there. Belly is coming around the corner. Maybe he could save him. A flash from the Zillion into the Lost Ratones jungler with the TPs coming into the top laners. Carry with no flash gets taken out, but they need to reposition. Fiesta still got massive burst. Bounce on the front line. Darba onto the front line. Nemesis trying to get away. It is becoming a mess right now, and Bao has been consumed by the Baus. Skeens all on his own as down comes the Kindred ultimate. A shutdown for Velia, and Carry still with no flash. Remember, Armor is getting consumed, but now in comes Skeens to turn this into a 2v1, and Bao coming up to the top side. They can get some gold injected into this Jinx with an ultimate. Skeens takes the shutdown, but it's something. Mid lane now getting dived on by Lost Ratones. They're going deep behind the tower. Fiesta switches places to get to safety. They'll lose the tower, but they keep their members alive.
But I don't know how much that really helps. Skeens now gets jumped upon right here. Crowny does so much damage. Nami ulti coming through. He's just going to die here. Survives for a little bit, but still, another kill picked up.
No flash, no ult. Let's get this guy. That is the shot calling that Lost Ratones need. They need to keep it messy, keep it scrappy. That is where they shine.
really is. Los Ratones, sometimes they just outhands you. Sometimes the macro has been a little bit iffy. For this marks as well picked up for Velia. What is one of these big signature picks for him? And they are going to start up the Hectic Drake right now. Yeah, Supermassive, they're in the area, but there's nothing they can do. Maybe they want to try clean up a team fight on the backside of this one. I don't even know that you win that, though.
Yeah, Los Ratones would love for a team fight right now. It seems like Crownie is just going head first into the mill as Fiesta is isolated. Reckless in goes Skeens to finish that kill off. It's a little sketchy right now, but Baus is going to get a kill on Carry on the other side. Perhaps doesn't quite get it. Now one for Velia as Aurora has been picked off. Crownie on the flank. Armor with the Dominus still ticking, but Baus is going to get the Qs flashing for the silence, for the double knockup. 2 kills for Velia. Diving for more. Bao falls and Armor to follow. Velia looking for the Penta. Can we get the Los Ratones Kindred Penta?
Throughout the entire tournament, I gotta be honest, this game, this is what we have been seeing from him in the NLC. In the domestic region, Velia was popping off and carrying his team time and time again. They're going to be able to pick up the Atakan on the backside of this fight as well. And Los Ratones
more or less shut down as Carry with a very greedy recall position. Caught up by the Baus and consumed once again.
That could turn into a complete disaster right now. Baron already on the table. So tricky to be able to try steal anything away when you've got a Kindred and a Cho'Gath available to you. Big TP flank coming through right here from Fiesta. It feels like he's just trying to do something, anything.
That is very scary. Nemesis is outside the pit. He's losing some ultimate. It's pretty sketchy. They leave the bit. They go for Bao. Isolated as the Jinx, but escapes alive. Los Ratones holding the Baron still. They've got a Cho'Gath ultimate. Velia still working on it. They've managed to get back into the pit. It goes down to the flip. Who's going to find it with the Kindred ultimate? Keeping it alive. Down it goes. And Baus picks up the Baron. Los Ratones feast on the corpses of Supermassive as they are sprinting for the mid lane.
The TCL hopefuls are being scattered to the winds right now. Bao runs back. Nemesis may have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew, but the rest of Los Ratones are incoming. Carry dies to start off that Baron play. He dies at this point as well. This one may well be GG's. The towers are falling. Inhibitors soon to follow. Los Ratones, they took it all the way to 5 games. They looked terrible in game number 1, but they want to move on.
Such a delayed death. They can't end right now. They're going for double inhib. The respawns are going to come through. If Los Ratones choose to force a fight, they could do it, but they're taking the safe option. Hex gates to safety. 2 inhibs down. Baron on the back. Hextech Soul in 90 seconds. Los Ratones have everything they need to complete the 5-game victory. Bao stepping out of the base. You ain't got no help there, brother. Los Ratones diving forward. Another kill for Velia as now Skeens goes for the Desperation Ultimate onto an isolated Cho'Gath. But this guy has 10 billion HP and you can't find the kill on him.
No, they're going to push forwards right here. Los Ratones, they want a cool game right now. They're pushing onto these Nexus towers. The first one will fall. The second one soon to follow.
Armor barely scraping back to the tower. Baus holding them down. The Nexus is exposed. They just need to hit the objective. Los Ratones, stop playing for kills. Please end the series for the NLC. Do it for all of us. And the Rats have done it. TCL full. NLC advance. And as a wise man once said, smoke the doubters. The whole